Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. If you're watching for the first time and you haven't already, please give me a like and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you're going to get a lot of value from this. Right, today what I want to talk about is actually trying to make multiple offers on a property where we don't have a lot of information, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to give you a scenario and you can actually try and do this yourself. And you can kind of pause it, have a go, and you can then watch me do it with, again, limited information, because sometimes people need like all of these things and they need pictures and things to make decisions, and you really don't, right? You can just work the numbers, get your offers out, okay, in a fast way to start building conversations down the line for follow-up, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen right now, and then we'll go from there. All right, so you should be able to see my screen. So this is what I want you to do. I'm going to talk you through this before I actually do anything. Just make sure my pen's working. It is. Okay, good. So this is the scenario. This lead came in from a cold call lead in Ohio. And there's going to be a purpose to Ohio here as well, just as a little hint. The seller said no repairs needed, maybe carpet and paint. Just make me an offer, and they didn't have any pictures. It was a short conversation, didn't really want to chat. So then what I've done is I'll give you some information. This is a 3-1. Okay, so it's a 3-1. It's 1,500 square foot. The zest is 190. The rent is 1,200 a month. And then this sold comp, similar condition, to give us an ARV. What's sold after, let's say it's been done up on the market, is kind of 201, 187, and 194. All right. So what you can do is now obviously pause in a second and have a go at this. And what we want to do is I want you to work out the ARV, the repairs, and then you're going to make 3 offers. You're going to make a cash offer, a sandwich lease, and a wholesale lease option. Okay. So go ahead, pause right now, have a go, and then I'm going to continue and see how close you were. Okay, so now you've had a go on your own. Let me tell you real quick what I would have been doing. And I'm going to be doing this pretty quick here. So don't, apologies for any calculations that are wrong. Okay. So the first thing that we can do, if we're going to make a fast offer, obviously we don't have any pictures. We're going off what the seller, let's say we're even doing this virtually. We're going off that the seller is basically saying that there's no repairs needed, maybe a paint and carpet, okay, or a carpet and paint. So we got to take that into consideration. We always know they're not going to tell us the truth, but again, we don't have that information. So this is all we could get from that address, and we need to make 3 different offers. So a couple of things that you could do is that you could just take the Zestimate if you wanted and then move on. It could be as fast as that. Or if you have looked at sold comps in the direct area, remember, not going over any major streets, you can, in the local area, what you can do is you can actually take these 3 here, okay, and you can add them up. So add, then divide, okay, and then you're going to get the average of the 3. So the average, okay, is going to be 200. So it's going to give you an average of 194, I believe, okay? So your ARV 194, if you've taken the average of the 3, or again, you might have 190 if you did that. Not a big deal. We're in the kind of the same ballpark there. All right. So what you could do here is say, right, my ARV is going to be 194,000. Okay. Now, let's talk about what percentage for a cash offer that we should be looking at. Now, Ohio, for me, you're probably looking at about 70%. Okay, so you're going to be looking at about 70%. This will change depending on your market. That was my link earlier, that 70%, it could be California, 85% to 90%. It could be Mississippi, it could be 60%, right? So you've got all these different things. And again, you're going to say, well, how do I know that? You're going to learn that in your market from your buyers. But right now, I think Ohio is probably around 70%. Okay, so if I start to now build out my cash offer, which I'm going to do here in a second. But before I do that, I'm going to go on to the repairs real quick. Okay, so we're going to look at the repairs. So how would you work that out? So we know that it needs potential carpet and paint, as we've talked about. And we know over here that it's 1,500 square feet. So what we could do is just pick a number that, well, what does that give us in terms of how many dollars per square foot? You know, probably $5, $6, $7, $8, something like that. If it just needs a paint and carpet, which is what he's told us, so that's what we're going to roll with. Yes, we know when we do the inspection that might not happen. So what I would do is you just take this, okay, and times this by, let's say, $7 a square foot, which should give you what's that, 10,500. Okay, so let's say the repairs are going to be 10,500 in repairs. Okay, so now I can start working out after I've got this, and we're still going to come to terms for the lease option. So I'm going to stick this over here just so I remember. We're going to take the 194 and we're going to times 70% and we're going to equals. So when I do that, that's going to give us 135.8. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then take that 100. It'd make more sense for me to work these calculations out before, but no problem. So we're going to do 135.8 minus 10.5. So we're going to have 125. So we're going to take this number and we're going to take this away from this, okay, which is now going to give us a total of 125.3, okay? So once we've got that, what we're going to do then is that we need to make money. So there's going to be a wholesale fee that's going to go in this for a cash offer, okay? So we want to make, let's say, 10,000. So 10K on a fee, all right? And then that's what the left then for the cash offer. So we're going to do that minus the 10. So your cash offer would be around 115,300. Okay, so that would be your cash offer. So that's built in then. The 10,000 fee for you. Okay, we've built in the repairs. So we're going to call that seller, we're going to put on that piece of paper 115,300 as a cash offer. All right, now we've got that, we're going to now work on to the lease option. So all we do is now we take this back to the ARV and we want to run for a lease option. Okay, I'm going to do here sandwich lease. Okay, we're going to do the 194 and we're going to times it by 85%, right? So we're going to do 194 times 85%. So that is going to give us 164.9. All right. Now you could say, okay, well, we can still take them repairs off if you wanted. All right. So we could do that, the 164, and then we're going to do minus 10.5. Okay, so that's going to give us 154.4. All right. So I just took them repairs off still, and then that's good to go because I'm going to obviously make some money on the downside, so I don't need to take any more money off. Okay, but I do have to work out what the rent is. So I'm going to give them as a price here. I'm going to give them 154.4. And then we've got to do rent. Okay. Now, I obviously want to make sure with the rent over here that it's going to be, so rent is 1,200. Okay. I want to get 25%. Let's not times, 25% or 300 cash flow, okay? Which I don't think I need a calculator for this one. It's going to be the same. So we're actually going to offer 900 in rent to give me the 300, which is still 25%. So the rent here to the seller is going to be 900, which is going to give me that. And then I'm going to do a term. I don't overthink this. I'm going to try 3 years or 5 years. You could. So term is 3 years. And I'm going to do a option consideration of $1,000 down. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. So this would be the sandwich lease option right here. This would be the cash offer right here. And then we're going to go into the third option. Right, so the assignment lease option, remember, in your flow here, you don't have to make all three, but because this guy, you could say, wasn't that motivated, we're going to make all 3 offers. So this is where then you have a kind of a choice with this. Is like in this assignment or wholesale lease option, we can actually give full price if we wanted. So you could give him the 194. You could say, well, it might need a bit of carpet and paint, but it depends. Is it livable? Is it rent ready? It's just not, you know, brand new. Then that their consideration. So I definitely would take some off. I'd probably try and drop, you know, probably at least $10,000 off. Okay, or I might run it like 90%. So 194. Let's say I'm 90. Let me see what 95% is. So 194 times 95%, 150. Yeah, I wouldn't take that much off. So I'd probably go here to, just as a quick sum, just taking 10,000 off to get me in the ballpark. So that is, that's a 5. So we're going to do 184, okay, as the price. Keep it simple. We're going to do then the rent, what he wants. 1,200, let's say what the asking or the going rate is. I'm going to do a term. Spelled team there. Term. I'm going to do 2 years, and I'm going to do 100 down. Okay. Let me just. Okay, so they are now. That's it. That's your 3 offers. So we're going to say, hey, so we can pay cash for this. This is our price. Okay, 115,300. We can give you, if you're willing to rent to us for a year or 2 or 3, we're going to give you 154,400. Okay, we're going to pay you 900 in rent. We're going to do it over 3 years. I'm going to give you $1,000 down, or we can give you 184. We can get you 1,200 in rent over 2 years, and I'm going to give you $100 down. So obviously that's going to be in your offer, and that's how you would make an offer based on this. Again, don't overthink it. I know you could say you could have 1,000 scenarios here, but remember, the key thing in this is what I'm saying is that this is the situation, right? And this is all we had. We don't have pictures. He didn't want the conversation. It only needed this. We could only get this from Zillow here, and we've only got this information to work with. So again, don't overthink it. What we're going to do is make these offers that we talked about here. Okay, make these offers and see what he says down the line when we follow up in 30 days and see what happens. So let me know what your thoughts are. Hopefully this helped. I'm going to come back to you here. So hopefully that helped, guys. Let me know what you think. Drop me a comment. Hopefully all my working outs were correct. But don't overthink this. This is what kind of we do. Once you get that sequence down, we've got to get these offers going. Okay, and you can make multiple offers. So anyway, appreciate you. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.